OK, let's speak to Toby Cadman. Toby's an international law specialist and joins us from London. Toby, thank you very much indeed for your time. Your expertise is one of the main things that could help unpick this whole mystery. What are the difficulties in international law regarding this case?
Good morning. I think one of the difficulties at the moment is the level of cooperation that the Saudis are giving to the Turkish authorities to properly investigate the case. Because of the allegation, and we have to stress at the moment, whilst a lot of information has come out, we still don't know exactly what happened. It seems likely that based on what we've seen from the CCTV of him entering the premises and not exiting, that he has been abducted or effectively killed inside the consulate. And then that raises a question as to whether the Saudis will assert diplomatic immunity as far as the premises are concerned. And that's a debatable point under international law as to whether they can actually do that. Initially, they had invited the Turkish authorities in, but clearly 10 days later, they still haven't actually allowed them to conduct a proper investigation. And so the likelihood is that this is a matter that's going to be resolved through diplomacy rather than any legal process. But I think we're some way away from understanding exactly what the repercussions are.
Well, of course, we know that the Saudis say that he did actually leave the consulate within minutes or a couple of hours, apparently. There might be another exit. But you mentioned the status of that consulate and its diplomatic status, which is the most important thing. Yeah. Does sovereignty to that particular piece of land still apply, even though a crime may be suspected to have taken place there?
Well, as I said, it's a debatable point. It's not clear under international law as to whether they can assert diplomatic immunity. Quite often, what you will have, and there have been a number of cases where this has been challenged in the United States and elsewhere, as to whether that constitutes inviolable property according to the sovereign state over which the embassy or the consulate is maintained. When you are talking about an abduction and an execution, then the likelihood of them being able to assert diplomatic immunity, of course, lessens. I think it's highly unlikely that they will be able to state that it is the sovereignty of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And also, you know, we have to look at the whole facts surrounding it. You quite rightly said that, you know, there may be other exits at the embassy where he was taken out. That appears to be unlikely, that he was actually allowed to leave. But of course, the big issue at the moment is to what extent they are going to properly investigate this and allow it to be properly investigated. It is of course, a very grave matter. We've known for some time the manner in which the KSA has shown a complete disregard for the rule of law and human rights. This is a particular low in carrying out what would appear to be a state-sponsored execution on foreign soil.
Toby,
it's not just what happened.
Toby, if you don't mind, we are running out of time. I really want to ask you this question because I think it might be very important. Yeah. On the 2nd of October, there was no allegation that any potential possible crime may have been committed. But those Saudi nationals who came into the country and then left on the same day, what would their diplomatic status be without any hint of a crime being involved? The diplomatic status of mail, of planes, of personnel, of property leaving the country. Would it be possible for them to have gotten onto those planes on which they arrived without being checked in any way, shape or form?
Well, it does happen, of course. There is special mission immunity, but that would have been something that the Turkish authorities would have had to have known about. So for them to fly in on a private jet without any form of immigration cover is most extraordinary. Of course, it does happen. It would depend on the status of the individuals, and of course, one would expect that there have been an official communication from the Saudi authorities to the Turkish authorities in order for them to be granted special mission immunity. As I say, it does happen. It's happened in the past. It's happened across Europe. But it is troubling to suggest that they were able to do that without any permission being granted by the Turkish authorities.
Toby, we really appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed. Toby Cadman speaking to us from London.